So organized attachment or a fearful avoidant attachment is similar to dismissive avoidant in the sense of the avoidance, except they're going to go about it in very different ways. So they're both going to have a fear of abandonment. So a fearful avoidant person is going to have a negative self-schema. They're going to have a negative view of the self, the world. They're going to view the world as dangerous and fearful, and relationships as fearful and dangerous. They are going to have low self-esteem, low self-worth. They're going to most likely struggle with depression and anxiety. They're going to have high levels of anxiety and depression and self-worthlessness or self-loathing. They're going to be really desiring a relationship and a strong connection with someone else, but they're also going to struggle with fear of avoidant. And so a child who, or an adult who had fearful and avoidant attachment, most likely was a child who had a parent that was scary and unsafe due to childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, or witnessing parental violence. And so they had at least one parent that was unsafe. And so they most likely created a pattern of behavior to which they would seek comfort from that parent and then withdraw from that parent due to safety, due to fear. And so their attachment is based off of that fear. And so they're going to come across as like hot and cold. So they're going to come across similar to someone with BPD with idealization and devaluation. So they're going to come across like they're idealizing their partner. They're going to show a lot of love and warmth and intimacy and attention. And then they're going to withdraw from that person. And they're going to show coldness or a lack of affection or attention or withdrawal. And so people with this type of attachment style are more likely to have more sexual partners in the sense of they most likely had more casual dating relationships or many relationships because they don't think they're deserving of relationships. They don't see their value and they don't see their worth. And so they don't think they're good enough in these relationships. So despite the fact that they truly, really, really deeply want a relationship, they're also terrified of that relationship. They're terrified that they're never going to measure up in that relationship. They're not good enough in that relationship, and they may actually push their partner away. So yes, sometimes they can come across as selfish or self-entitled or self-centered, but in reality, they're going to do anything in a relationship for their partner. They're just really terrified and afraid at the same time. They don't feel like they measure up. They don't feel like they're enough for their partner or they're good enough for their partner. And they're going to struggle with intense fears of abandonment. So when they withdraw or when they end relationships, it's because they're afraid of that abandonment. They're afraid they're either going to be disappointed by their partner, left by their partner, harmed by their partner. And so fearful avoidant and dismissive avoidant are very different. And the reason why is because the dismissive avoidant, we tend to have high self-esteem and high self-regard. We tend to be hyper independent and don't feel that we need relationships or need others. We tend to feel smothered in adult relationships or in relationships that are intimate. And we really strive for that independence, where someone that's dismissive isn't that way.